Let's bring the regular council meeting to order. 7 o'clock. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For roll call, we have all present. Thank you. I know that's got to be a challenge with harvest.
I'm done. So.
Okay.
Special meeting.
We have no visitors in the gallery. Let's say our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No public comments. Okay, moving right along, because we do have a lot to cover tonight. Items to remove from the consent agenda. Okay, I will take that as a no. Okay, additions to the agenda.
Okay. Hay trucks, cemetery, weeds.
Okay, hold on. Okay, weeds.
The cardboard recycle bin. I think the rest of them are more miscellaneous.
Okay.
I have Egg West
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
with the hall. Where are we with that?
Yes.
The grant for the hall.
Okay, I was gonna bring that up, but.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Well, no, we can do it here or there, because
Well, we
it's
can
more
do
than
it
just the
at the-
mayor's comments, so that's.
Yep,
fine.
that's good.
Okay,
15-minute parking signs down by the post office. Where we are with the town square. And I don't think I see a resolution for the cemetery decorating guidelines or whatever we want to call them.
no, it did not get written.
And I don't know if this is appropriate, and you can tell me if it's not. I'd like an executive session to review the performance of the public works.
And I'll second that.
Okay,
I'm saying, do you think we can do it in 15 minutes?
Probably not.
we have a couple.
But let's-
things-
we can
have a
keep
couple
go-
things to cover, so.
Okay.
That's why I said we have a lot to cover tonight.
Okay. Okay. If that's okay if we do that,
Anything else?
that's it for me.
I don't know if it's in your deal, water connections.
An update on it?
Yeah, have you got
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, that's in my mayor's comments.
Okay.
so. Okay, Gavin?
Nothing for me.
All right. Okay. Moving on. Did you guys get a chance to read the reports from our different departments?
No.
Okay.
Never got them.
Okay.
Is there
Well,
anything,
one of them
They
went
came
out.
in late today,
Yeah.
so.
is there
Okay.
anything that stands
I
out?
see.
No.
Urgent?
Here they are, right here, Dave.
Okay, Public Works, they did a sewer line replacement up here at a house.
That's the one
on
up
Third,
off of the main
next to the
drag.
Nazarene Church.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
What road is that, Glover?
They took the sign down from the front of the library so it can get modified or replaced at the library's request. They've been servicing all the basically vehicles and yard care equipment. Here's the bottom line, weather's been horrible. So we have been finding anything and everything that we can have them do, staying out of the weather, out of the air. So unfortunately, a lot of the stuff we normally do during the winter, they've been, it's not unfortunate, it's nice to have it done, but it was done early. As a result, inventory's done on water and sewer repair equipment. They went through and cleaned up the shop bay and the old firehouse bays, got them all cleaned up and de-leafed and all the rest of that. They do, as a result, need to make some dump runs. They did have to do some root removal from sewer main lines on Linden and on Fifth. And the cemetery will be mowed at the beginning of next week, which they've been holding off on because of the other issue we're having up at the cemetery, which is a lack of a pump to drive the sprinkler system. So that's Public Works. Did you guys get Cassie's?
Well, yeah, today.
Okay. I won't go through that, but I will add on what came up this evening. Cassie met with just today met with an executive from Wheatland Bank or Glacier Bank. And the result of it is to do a comprehensive relook at our banking system to our benefit, which will also include a RDC, a remote deposit capture, which will eliminate the need for us going to the bank with checks. So it'll be one of those automated systems. And they're looking at comprehensively getting us set up to do credit cards directly through their system. So so customers can pay. We don't know the details, they're working it out, but she's supposed to have, I think, is that this week?
Yeah,
Meeting
she,
with, okay,
with
Is that
Global
debit?
Payments, yep, Global Payments will be calling me this week.
okay.
So that's,
Debit and credit?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
And of course, that would be set up so that it's any charges, and we can't approve it unless any charges for using a debit or credit card is borne by the person making the bill,
Got
paying
it.
the bill.
Right.
So,
so that's just for checks, right? So we're going once a week now, or are we going more than once a week?
well, we're doing it, is it at least once a week?
Yep,
Okay,
so we have reimbursements of about $19.87 per week for that, but this would eliminate that, it would eliminate.
Well, we still have cash intake, right? But that's a question of how much cash we want to hold.
Exactly, yep, and then, yeah, we wouldn't have to buy any stamps to.
I know, I know,
Safe.
I know. And that's why I'm saying I think I'd be inclined to move it towards like once a month.
well, depending on how much we're floating, but yeah, I mean, without closing the 4-ton door, it ain't getting any more secure in this town.
Right.
The
Yeah.
bank used to think it was secure enough, so.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then we got a email in from our community service liaison. He's been tied up with his own harvest, so he hasn't been as active as he wants to do. We've known that. The yard on Third, which was severely overgrown, we got addressed. Several dog-at-large incidents that he's worked out with the owners, so he's asking if he sees it again, we'll escalate that, but he's been working with those dog owners. A resident came in with regard to a pile of branches and debris from a fallen tree in town. He's been in touch with the homeowner, and they're actively working on first off, it did not pose as a fire hazard because it wasn't scattered around. It was piled up properly, and they've been taken away, and it's been being reduced regularly. It'll eventually be gone. So he's not had an opportunity to address any kind of community cleanup or appliance drop-off event at this point. He's hoping to, in the next month, to be a little bit more in here. So.
Just the pulse of the city, a lot of positive comments on those projects. People are really appreciating that we are carrying forward our ordinances and doing something about things.
Yeah, I think so.
So, good. Okay, instead of going through them one by one, do we have any specific committee reports? Probably that we're not gonna address through workshops later, because I've got quite the workshop schedule list
I think
to
we'll
set up.
Yeah, I think we should do it that way.
Okay. Okay, to do this correctly, I need to ask you guys to approve the city advertising for bids for the construction for the wastewater treatment plant.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any comments, questions, discussion? Okay, all in favor of advertising for contractors for the wastewater treatment plant facility modification signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
And I would just like to take the opportunity to mention, and for the benefit of those listening online, the city council knows just how much time the mayor and the clerk have had to put in on this. There's just the logistical part of it that people don't know about, and there's some things involving executive sessions that we had to have. And there's just a whole big bunch of time that people don't see where it went that went into this, and I wanted to say thank you specifically to Joe and then also to the clerk staff for their support of this, because it has been difficult to get across the finish line.
And we're not there yet, but at this point, we are, knock on wood, 2 weeks ahead of where we thought our worst case scenario timeline was gonna be, so we are, the goal is to schedule the opening of bids on September 16th or 18th. Anyway, that week, we'll open bids. It'll probably take us 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks to award the bid after we lowest bidder, bonds, the whole thing that does to qualify the contractor that has the lowest bid. So we're hoping to award that contract mid-October.
And I would suggest that, especially given all the timelines and when the money magically disappears, we should have a special meeting scheduled the day of. I mean, if we have to do more due diligence, fine. It's not about shoving anything through, but as soon as we can get votes, let's bat this ball back into the contractor's court as quick as possible.
Well, pretty much most everything is an autopilot at this point.
I know, but I'm saying awarding bids is something that we need to actually do as soon as we can.
Yeah, so unless.
Instead of waiting to another
We
council
normally
meeting.
automatically go with the lowest bidder.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's all written in the rule, and unless something comes up that they are disqualifying themselves.
Okay, yeah, I get
then
you.
we go into more challenges.
Okay, yeah, I get your point.
So, all right, thank you for that. We went through the process of formally advertising for qualifications and all the rest of it to have an actual designated city engineer. It has kind of got left behind through COVID, so we are here to, basically we got one qualified response who happens to be TD&H, and we are looking to just simply designate them as our city engineer. And that's the resolution that's in front of you.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been first and seconded. Any comments, questions, or discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No nays, thank you. Okay, moving right along. Before we go into this, there was the call for executive session. This would not be a horrible time to slide that in, if you guys are not opposed.
No
Fine by
objections.
me.
We have two topics. One is related to this. So, Stephen, do you know if we can have them just basically one executive session
Mhm.
back to back without having
So
to
the
come
same,
back out?
it's the same general top. It's the same legal provision
Okay.
for both.
Okay, so let's call an executive session. You said about 15 minutes?
Let's make it 20.
20 overall?
20 for that, and then probably another 10 for the other topic. So
Okay,
it's,
so 30 minutes?
yeah.
Okay, we will go into executive session for 30 minutes. I'm just going to round it out and say it's 7:15. We will be back at 7:45.
You what?
Or Cassie, you're still here.
Well, then you know.
Good.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Thank you for everybody's patience.
All right, yes.
Yeah, we got a crowd, we need crowd music out there to make it better.
It's a real bad elevator.
Okay. Okay, we have on the table to approve a bid from ETC Evans Engineering to do a review of our water system electronics. Can I entertain a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. Gosh. Quick, it's a tie.
I'm gonna put a scoreboard.
Okay, okay.
Give it to Gavin.
Gavin's in.
I need a win.
You need a win. Okay, we have a first and a second to approve the bid for the electronics. Any further discussion? Comments?
The dollar figure again was how much?
I know, I saw it.
$6,900 even.
Yep.
So, the problem that I have with this, to a certain extent, is that it's $6,900 just for investigation and report. It says items not included: electrical design of existing system or proposed modifications. B, construction estimates. C, additional site investigations. Project deliverables. 1 elementary report outlining existing system conditions, probable deficiencies, and possible modifications in electronic format.
This doesn't sound like they're gonna fix it.
No.
They're gonna tell us how to fix it.
Yeah. And I don't know that I'm super comfortable with $6,900 for. Here's your problem.
More of a consultant fee?
I understand that we've already tried investigation of this, so let's talk about just what all we've tried so far.
We have had both parties who installed both wells in their systems come and look at it. And then in addition to that, we had not Halmy, not irrigators, Kaiser came, their electrician people came and looked at it. And everyone has a theory. The theory is that is incorrect is that the switch at the well is not talking to the pump. Well, it has to be because well number 1 runs and stops as needed. So everything goes to well number 3, and that's working just fine. And then there's a question of whether well 3 is talking to well 1, and that is a valid question. But nobody seems to be able to track that there's an issue with that connection. And these are all hardwired. These are not radio or line of sight or anything like that.
No Wi-Fi or nothing.
No. Which is good, especially considering we had to do an analysis in-house because of all these water systems that were hacked to make sure that our water system is not online and is not susceptible to be excuse me, to be
Breach,
hacked.
yeah.
So
Do we really need this system? Versus, I guess, yesteryears it was manually done?
So the modern pumps are designed to be variable, which quite honestly has been a godsend.
Okay.
That box, amongst other things, allows them to vary the speed of the pump, which varies the amount of pressure that is coming out of it. Because at full speed, they will overpressurize the system or we'll be blowing lines all
So
over the place.
the pressure in the system is regulated, is the motor cuts back when it hits a certain...
Are you responding to whether the control box is needed or whether the communication between the two are needed?
Yeah, whether the control boxes are needed.
Yeah,
Do
so
they need
I
to
think we're-
communicate back and forth? Absolutely, they need to communicate back and
Okay.
forth because the tower is only talking to well number 3. So
Water tower.
Yes. So well number 3, if we're saying we're not going to use well number 3, we're going to use well number 1, we have to right now we have to switch and tell it, okay, you're turning on, but you're turning on well 1, we're not telling on well number 3. And that's a manual switch right now. These controller boxes will eventually be designed that they will communicate back and forth, so we don't have to have somebody manually in there to do it. We can put it on a program a schedule.
In the diagnostics, did anyone try disconnecting the two of them together, and so that we just tried to run it completely manually?
I will confess, I do not know. I was under the impression they tried everything. And I've gotten, this is work, you gotta do lines, it's like, oh, we need this additional stuff, you need a new switch up there. Everything is like $20,000-$30,000 and more equipment to cure the problem, and everyone's solution is different. I can do more research. I was just going with the best recommendation that I had at the time. And you bring up a valid point, Stephen.
Well, yeah. It's so when you and I had talked about this separately, and maybe you told me it all right verbally, and I just thought of it wrong. When I was thinking of $6,900 to get it fixed, that didn't seem like such a big deal. This is $6,900 and a potential $15,000 bill right after it to say, and here's the plan we're going to implement. That's my biggest problem with this in many ways. And to David's point, in the meantime, if somebody, including potentially even the people we've already contacted, if someone can disconnect attempts for them to coordinate and just have a manual switch of saying, well 3 is on, well 1 is on, and relay the tower communication to well 3, if we can make it a switch for now, that would be what I'm more interested in until we would maybe have a chance to get some estimates from other people. I struggle to understand $6,900 just for diagnostics. I mean, even they list their additional services rates from electrical principal at $215 an hour to clerical at $70 an hour. Under that concept, they must be expecting to be doing an incredible number of hours just in the diagnostics to create a digital report is the only thing they're promising us at the end of this.
Well, to your point, Stephen, that's a good one. Number 2, items not included, and the biggie is electrical design of the existing system or proposed modifications not included, construction of estimates, additional site investigate. That's not even.
So we're waiting for a study.
Yes, that's well put. So I'm glad I didn't second that.
Well, we just put it in discussion.
Yeah, we had to have this, we had to have that.
So-
That's why,
I move to table.
And I think he who seconds needs to,
I'll second
Rescind.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to vote it down, because there could be this could be our only option, and it could be worth the money in the end. But I don't think we're here yet.
I think you got a good point.
Okay, so the motion has been first and seconded to be tabled. All in favor of tabling said motion?
Aye.
Okay.
And where I would maybe start with that is whoever you feel maybe more comfortable had a lead on this between Halmy Irrigators and Kaiser, is if you could ask them, or maybe call all 3 of them and say, okay, I understand you couldn't get them to talk to each other. Do you think you could just make it back to flipping a switch? Like, could you disconnect the communication wires and see if they'll just work and we select which one it is? Because in the meantime, if we can get that, then the pressure is off, that we can be alternating our wells, and that gives us time to look for maybe a more permanent solution to it.
And their answer will be $6,900.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Happy to get that looked at.
Well, thank you for bringing that up. I mean,
Good catch.
Okay, next item on our agenda is to approve the permit for the permanent placement of the ballot box. This has been gone through, this is back and forth to their attorney, our attorney, the prosecutor, all the rest of it. This is, everyone's green lighted this from the legality side of things.
could you reiterate, Mr. Mayor, a little bit what if it's a mandate or if it has to be some of the specificities of it where it's
The,
supposed to be?
the key thing with it is it needs to be set, it needs to be a permanent ballot box.
Okay.
Having a temporary, or one that can be moved in and moved out is no longer palatable, quite honestly, for anybody.
Right.
Okay. In addition to that, this would be designed to be able to, they want to have it to be able to be driven up. They don't want anybody to have to get out of their car to put the ballot in. It's like a post office box
Well, we
type
can't even,
scenario.
we can't even drive, they took away our drive-up postal.
I'm just saying that that's the box that they got grant money to purchase these boxes, so they've already purchased them.
Where are they proposing to put it?
Basically the same spot
Okay.
where it's at.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is, to fulfill their requirements and our requirements, is we just take that, I said parking spot, but basically it's the parking spot which is now designated as the 88 parking lot. Move it one space to the west, paint off that side. It's right behind the kiosk anyway, so I mean, if somebody pulls in there, that's really the last place anybody is going to park. And just put it right there on the, effectively at the end of that parking space, so that people can drive up, put it in such a place that they can get far enough off the road, so they're not, depending on what they are, their ass end of their car is not hanging out on the third.
So if you have a full parking lot, how are you gonna do this? Continue on across the sidewalk, or are you gonna, I guess I'm not following the drive-through, or a drive-up or drive-through?
Drive up, it's basically a
you got
box
your
right there.
entrance here, your sidewalk comes up here, your building is here. What I'm hearing is in this spot right here, correct?
Correct. And at the end
So
of it.
you act like you're gonna park in that space and drop it
Right,
in.
drop it
No,
in
no,
and back.
no, you would,
Oh, you're gonna put it over here then?
correct. So you basically, you pull up next to it, drop it in, and then continue down the alley.
Do we have a
Okay.
motion?
I move we accept the permanent. It says
Second,
permit for placement, okay, of ballot box.
second.
Okay, thank you.
Well, what about,
Oh, get one of these.
what about snow removal and other type of maintenance? Is it gonna interfere with that?
No, because we inherently don't plow that parking lot anyway. The sidewalk in front and the street,
Well, so here's a note. I'm not comfortable,
Who's the second?
Jim?
Jim. I don't think that I'm comfortable with putting it over there.
Okay.
I would like to maybe see it down
Post
by.
office.
Well, I don't think we own land for there specifically, but I would put it down by the city shop. But this agreement does not appear to define where the site is.
Correct.
So I'll vote to approve it today, but under the proviso that I do not consider this to be actionable until the council later determines the site.
I would agree with that. Well said.
This is just a proposal that we
Yeah.
do this.
And I'm fine with generally doing it, but just as the county would maybe hear that we've approved this, have them understand that the council specifically has not selected a site at this time.
A feasible site.
Well, it says a site agreed upon by the parties.
Yeah, it just refers to as a host location. It doesn't specifically list an address.
Personally, I don't see why it would hurt to pull in and then back out.
Well, the street is wide enough right there.
Well, I mean, to where they pull into a parking spot, as if they're parking at the library, it's right on their left, they can put their ballot in and they can back out and drive out.
Well, it's true also.
We don't have to stick it in this
True.
corner,
But then,
we can stick it up here, you know, in this area right here. It's right behind the kiosk.
well, I could think of a couple places that would work, but given the library for, parking's kind of a premium there.
You got the street, you got the lot. I think they got plenty.
Yeah, but I'm just for discussion. You pull up there, you're losing a handicap spot. Well,
We
yes and
move
no.
it.
You're losing a spot, period.
Yeah, we're not gonna lose it if we do it.
But there's
we're gonna
already-
move- We're just
Well,
moving 88
do we
parking spots.
do we feel the need as a council to establish the location of the site tonight?
They are, I think we should do that tonight because they want to get this in and be in place before this year's general election, which means they have to work with, they're asking to come down here on the 21st to work out and confirm the location and how, with a contractor that's gonna be putting it in.
Put it right over here where the old gas pumps used to be.
We don't own. The problem is you need an on-sidewalk place that we own. So there's a limited number of properties that we can possibly.
Well, we
do
can
that.
send them to, the backwoods here we own, but.
Well,
that's-
that's what I kind of look at the down by the city shop as areas that's road accessible. It's property that we own. I don't know that it impacts anything else.
Where the recycling bins used to be.
The old fire station.
That would be one place. I think you could do it over by, you could put it aside and kind of around the corner from where the fire trucks are filling. I think there's a number of places in there that wouldn't impact anything at all.
Even more on Fifth Street there.
Anything next to Memorial Hall in the alley there?
Pull up satellite
I
maps.
think that's private.
We own that between the,
Do we?
I guess.
The parking lot?
Yes.
I think we do.
I think the city does.
And then what, pull up there and then back out?
Just drive around.
Drive around.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a great.
So, I guess your main concern of putting it at the library is we're losing a spot?
We're losing a spot, and it's just more kind of to dink with. And when the library, their access, if you want to, I mean, yeah, there is the street and all that kind of stuff, but also when there's like concerts at the
Opera House.
at the Opera House, people are parking all over and everywhere around. I just, and it's only one car, but I just don't see really the reason to do it when we've got other property that wouldn't have an impact. Like what I'm thinking of is,
The
so
Park.
this is where the fire trucks fill. And I think you could put it right in that corner street adjacent. It would be over from where the fire trucks fill, and I don't think there's anything in front of that, just a tree. So a person could be on the road on this side, because you're driving on the right side of the road, you could go right up to it and
Well, you could drive through there or else by the, like I said, by the Memorial Hall on that
Point
wall.
that out again, Stephen, would you?
it's right there. So the fill is over here.
Okay.
So if you did for some reason have a fire truck filling, you wouldn't be blocking the in and out of the fire truck or the tanker. But it's over here, which is a ways away from the building, so you're not blocking access to the pump house or to the shop over there.
Yeah.
I just
You
don't
do
know
have
what
that
that's.
little- You have that little drive that cuts between the building and the fill-ups. Is that what you're talking about, that little paved
Just,
area?
I'm talking about
Yeah.
right here.
That
So
paved
we're
space.
talking about like 10 feet away from the fill area.
That's where that recycling bin was? at one
No, I think
No,
the recycling was over.
No, the
Here.
can one, the little can
Oh, maybe.
shed was in
Yeah.
that corner
Yeah.
at one time. Yeah, that
It
might
might have
work.
been.
I don't see. I mean, that doesn't seem to have any drawbacks. In my opinion.
What type of box? Do we have to buy a new box or?
We don't have to buy anything.
They'll provide it.
They purchase, all we have to do is give them a space. The contract, all the liability for anything that goes wrong, somebody backs into it and it blames us, no, they're blaming them. So there's an indemnity agreement and
Well, something to think about. It's only 2 weeks for the primary and 2 weeks for the general. It's not like it's going to be a year-round thing that's
No.
going to be out there.
Every day.
no, it is
Right
gonna be
up
out
window,
there.
yeah.
it's
It
not.
would be permanently.
No, he's saying that usage wouldn't
Oh,
be.
usage,
Usage, I mean, you're not going to be.
I guess I don't see the problem with putting it behind the kiosks at the library. And I wouldn't even change the handicap parking, except for maybe during election time when they are accepting ballots. You put a sign that says handicap parking 10 feet to the right. You drive in, dump it, drive off,
How about,
and it's not taking up a parking spot as far as I can tell on the map. If it was right behind the kiosk,
you know, those are self-addressed stamped
but
postage
we
paid.
can't, this is a law that Joe told us
Right,
this
right.
when she was sitting here. They have to have the drop boxes.
But my point is, how much activity do we get out of that, just out of curiosity?
I put mine in there. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
When the post office used to have the dang,
You can
Blue
drop them in the
Hiller.
post office box.
but you could drive through the alley and it was really handy,
Yeah.
slick to do stuff there.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I
Yeah,
won't say.
I'm not
They
here to
didn't want to walk
discuss.
across that icy, they didn't
Yeah,
want their employees walking across that icy parking lot.
so they put it up by the 3 feet away from the door.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make it that far, you might as well make it another 10 feet in to dump your,
Yeah, and to answer your question, yes, the city does own the lots
right up here.
between
Yes.
Memorial Hall and the Gray Lady. So,
Which can also. Wait.
I mean, we could stick it right by those meters in.
the downside of that is that's also where the dumpsters are.
Yeah.
And you would be,
That's the only concern I have with down at the city shop. I'm pretty sure it's going to get run into by something.
Well, it could get run into,
I
anything
did-
out there is going to get run into them.
Well, I know.
But yeah, more high, yeah.
It seems like a little. I don't really care. I think we spent more than enough time on this.
I think I'd stick
I guess if they'll. Do we have any idea of just how much space they feel like they really need for it? Is it just something basically the same size that they plant into the ground?
yes, as a matter of fact, I think it's not big. As a matter of fact, what's there is
A 4x4
taller
pole
and
or
more
something.
obscene
So
than
here's
what they're
we're
talking
looking at.
about.
The kiosk. is
All right.
right
Well,
here
then
next-
just put it behind the kiosk. But I'd just say please try to avoid losing a
Yeah, I
space there.
suppose, I think, yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's not going to tie up.
If they need to pull in, they can pull in, drop it in the window, and like you said, back right back out and be done.
And if nothing else,
Get out.
it is where it has been, the
People know.
familiarity of where it is,
That's
instead of moving it and they go, where the hell did you do with that?
Yeah, I-
Why is it down by the shop?
Yeah. And no, we'll
See
see,
what
yeah.
we got. I think that's-
At least I don't have to climb a power pole and mail
It's
it.
not affecting.
I think it's
One
fine.
spot.
Put it at the sewer lagoons.
So you need to vote still then.
Yep, question.
Yeah, to approve the permit, yeah. Okay, any further discussion?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all in favor of approving the permit for the placement of the ballot drop box, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
No nays. Thank you.
Working awful hard on these tonight.
Okay.
Ooh, the dreaded workshop.
Okay, we're just looking to get some things scheduled here. Now, I've got a list that goes beyond what's on this, so if you guys don't mind, I'll just address them all at once.
Go
Since
for
I
it.
have a calendar. Okay, so let me go through the list so you know what I'm trying to schedule a workshop for. We've got the employee handbook. We've got code enforcement, AKA shipping containers. A budget workshop, a utilities commission workshop, a city IT and technological needs workshop, cleanup, workshop to determine the cleanup day. That's gonna need to have Michael here. And then I was gonna have a workshop to discuss the Memorial Hall, but maybe, I don't know if we wanna discuss the upgrades, the grant for the Memorial Hall openly, or do we wanna do that with a workshop to
Is there a lot to go over? In-depth wise, glossy photos, picture, anything?
There's some stuff that we need to
Well,
process.
The way that we put it to get the grant, it was the roof and HVAC, and then we'll go tackle the bathroom, right? And that's how it was put. So we, in my opinion, it may rain again. We need to tackle the roof immediately,
Good weather.
ASAP.
Yeah.
But, so I would say that a workshop to go through the steps and processes now would be, needed to be done fairly soon.
Yeah, and we need to know where we stand with the money.
It's in account.
It's in the account? Okay,
Yes.
good. I didn't know that.
And to that end, whoever wants to show up tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. can be there for the photo op with Ag West and Matt Seiler at the Memorial Hall. They will get an oversized check. And
What, white tie?
no, I don't just dress nice. We're just Harrington.
Just wear your ball, you'll be good.
Three-piece suit.
Okay.
I'll come in.
So,
I'll come down.
I'll be there.
I'll be coil packing.
I think Memorial Hall, getting that, at
Yeah.
least an hour to kind of go through the deets, if you will, on that and procedure on how to move forward. This should be almost first to schedule. So, I've got a calendar.
Yeah, but I would
I'm
say
not gonna
this,
use
I
it.
don't think the HVAC part of it's any mystery. So I would invite Kaiser to just give us a bit before we talk.
Well, I want to do this correctly, since it's a public works project. Yes, it's funded by a private grant, but we need to follow our policies for procedure and procurement.
But what is the lower limit on that?
25 or 50, wouldn't it?
And I'll have to relook at it, but there was also is it a public work? It is a public works project, so there's the public works roster that we have to
The
address.
monies are together, but the projects are not inherently tied. We can do the roof without the HVAC. We can do the HVAC without the bathroom. So therefore, I'm not Bingaman, so you can talk to Bingaman, I guess. But I don't see, just because $75,000 came in to do 3 projects, doesn't mean that we can't have Kaiser come in and,
Agreed. I just want to know,
yeah.
I mean, every grant has a set of strings attached. They may be big strings, little strings, split strings in between. I just want to know what they are.
Well, I can fill you in on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is I want to,
Yeah.
I want to schedule a time so I know what's going on, so I can make sure the city stays.
And I think we
on the
should
right track.
do that. I'm just saying that getting Kaiser here to give us a mini split estimate, I think would be appropriate immediately, without having to wait on
Yeah.
that, because they're the main contractor for HVAC in this area for something of that
Right,
size, and that there is going to be much more with the roof and with the bathroom that's going to be negotiable, but the HVAC will be pretty.
We're locked in with Kaiser?
No,
we're not.
I'm just saying a bid.
Yeah, right.
So what I'm trying to get at is to schedule a time, and I don't care if we can pound these out in 20 minutes or a half an hour.
Well,
I think it's just
what's on your mind? Let's pick a day then.
Well, that's
Let's do next week.
Next week it is,
Yeah.
okay. What day?
Wednesday.
Wednesday after work day, before work day.
I can do either.
What works, your schedule? Good?
Well, I still work 9 to 5, so or 9 to
Okay.
4:30. So I can either, we can do it at 8 o'clock as long as we keep it within 45 minutes.
Would it be better
Up
to
to-
go 6:30 or 7? That way we would have you up against the wall every time we're trying to discuss stuff.
AM or PM?
So
AM or PM?
PM.
PM.
What do you think?
Well, for PM, we can do it as early as 5 o'clock. I mean, we can do 7 o'clock.
Well, if you do the PMs, I don't think everybody's gonna be stressed, like I gotta, go someplace, I gotta be someplace.
That's what I'm
Why don't we just do
wondering.
like 7 on next Wednesday?
AM or PM?
PM.
PM, 7?
Yeah, like
I have no problem.
David says,
Okay.
nobody's worried about getting anywhere.
7 PM.
That's my
Except to
concern,
bed.
is that we're,
This
Plus,
is-
you mentioned him
This
up
is for
against
the
the-
memorial halls,
And then
him on August
19th? 19th, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I won't be here. You'll be here to spare.
Okay.
Workshop,
Um,
right?
Yeah, just a workshop. We need to address, I would say the other thing that really needs to be addressed is our, looking at this list, the handbook is probably, the handbook and the code enforcement are probably the next two that need to be addressed. We can push the budget and utilities commission for another month or so, but we're gonna have to get on that before, as we're getting towards the end of the year.
You just want a, so now, I mean, quick, brief overview of it, or is there something in there that is on your mind that needs to be changed or addressed? You don't have to say it now, but I mean, is there something, a specific area that you want to target?
Well, I need to go through it, but there are some definite areas
Okay.
where our handbook is actually
Lacking.
in conflict with state law. So we need to,
So how soon can we get this? Can we have a workshop, I guess?
yeah,
How soon? Would you have, I mean,
we can.
if we can knock this Memorial Hall
Yeah,
out
let's put it
in an
in.
hour, we could do it the same day as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
I
think
agree.
Combine some of these, yeah.
I'm hoping we would only need half hour to 45 minutes for the memorial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's combine it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, as long as we're here, I just assume get it
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not getting home at midnight.
I'm totally down with it.
But what I would say is, in order for us to come in prepared for that, if you would please survey the employees and then also send us the list of concerns so that we can come in. I just forwarded the handbook again to everyone.
Got it.
So
I think I got
come
it.
in having read it and having read the list of concerns so that we can get right down to it.
I read it today, and I see one area that we need to look at, so I'll pass that on.
Okay. Okay,
7 next
7
week.
o'clock. Next,
For both of them.
Same bat
Yeah.
time, same bat channel.
yep, exactly.
I haven't heard that one all my
Zowie.
You grew up with that.
God. He didn't grow
So
up with
with-
that.
no.
We grew up with that.
That in mind, cleanup day and code enforcement could almost be one meeting.
They kind of work together.
Yeah.
really,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
let's schedule that at our next workshop next week after having talked with Mike Cronrath so he can be there.
Okay,
Good plan.
Because I don't think we'll have as effective conversation without him present.
correct. Okay. Okay. Do we want to preliminarily schedule a budget workshop? Probably, I'm thinking mid-October,
Let's do before our next council meeting.
before our next council meeting?
6?
Oh, when is our next council meeting? Would be September 9th. 2 days after Labor Day. You wanna go with the week after that? The week after
Well, I'm just
that?
trying to think about consolidating nights because next week we might schedule another workshop on an independent night. And so in order to not be proliferating how many nights we're independently putting onto this, I'd rather just start at 6 for a budget workshop in
6
September.
o'clock on the 9th? September 9th?
One person's thought.
Is that the first Wednesday?
Start at 6 on the
Second
9th.
Wednesday.
Second Wednesday?
Okay. I have no problem with showing up at 6 on the 9th. Even 5:30.
Yeah.
If you think is it going to take,
I think we'd be better off to have a shorter initial meeting and then see where we want to go from
Okay.
there. Because I would say the good news is, and we'll talk about this, because I've been bringing this up every meeting, seems like our numbers have been tracking well this year. So I don't think we have any fires to have to put out, but I don't know if we fill an hour and a half right off the bat.
okay.
Okay. So we'll just address both of those on September 9th at 6 a.m., or 6 p.m. Sorry.
September
Wait,
9th?
wait.
September 9th at 6
Budget.
p.m. Budget and
Budget.
Utility Commission.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that, they're
yep.
intertwined.
Yep.
And we don't necessarily need to schedule
Is
a
it-
workshop for IT concerns, but I would probably like to schedule Stephen.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Is it, and at what time was that, 7, 8, 5?
The budget in
Six.
September 9th at 6 p.m.
Okay, thank
An
you.
hour before the start of the council meeting.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that covers my list.
Hmm?
Code enforcement workshop.
Not scheduled. We're gonna discuss it next week after having talked with Mike Croner. Knuckles.
Okay.
Approve posted guidelines for cemetery.
Posted guidelines for the cemetery. I will confess, I did not convert this into a resolution.
Has,
And I guess in my head, I thought you wanted to get through Fall Festival to talk to
Okay.
people.
No, that's fine. I was under the impression that we were going to make it a resolution, and I'm fine with it not being yet, because my proposal was not to start this until Jan 1 of 27. So I'm fine with
Yeah,
that. I guess I misunderstood, and
Well, I do think we need to do a resolution.
yeah,
Okay. I will, when is Fall Festival again?
it's for Saturday.
20.
For Saturday, the 20-something?
Of September.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make
26th.
sure that this is done for you guys to review, and you guys can kind of
in Oct-
input it
Yep.
beforehand, but we will put it on the agenda for our October meeting.
October meeting. I'd appreciate that. We may all be up there after.
Speak for yourself.
Well, all my friends are there.
Where everybody knows your name.
This air quality thing has been kicking my butt.
I got my spot.
Yeah, I know. I have a spot. You have a marker. I don't have that.
Planning.
Okay, we are at the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second. And one comment, Cassie, I love all the stuff, information you now have, where our money is and where it's going.
Yeah.
And even I can figure it out. So thank you.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Comments?
I've just been calling this out every month, so I'll give the report again. Money market doesn't look like it's been touched. It's just up by the amount of interest. And checking, if you, well, you'd have to pull June's versus July's to know, but it's up 78,000. However, 75 of that is AgWest's money hitting the bank. So, the good news is that still, I think we've been up all but 1 month this year, and we might be up. Don't quote me on this, I didn't add it up, but I'm just roughly, the months we've been up, we've been gaining about $3,000-ish per month. Cassie can no me if she thinks otherwise right now, but again, that's a non-calculated number, but it's just to say we're tracking bank numbers and they are not looking bad. So,
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, all in favor of approving the consent agenda, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
5-0. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. Additions to the agenda. I'll start off the top. Hay trucks. Stephen.
So just a general question, because there's been a hay truck that's been sitting over there for better part of a week. And this is not the first time that we've talked about trucks on streets. And I guess this could be a question for code enforcement and Mike and stuff. But I just look at that thinking, I wonder how much weight is on a road that I don't know if it's supposed to be holding it or not. And it's just, I guess, a marker to put in people's minds, and we can talk about it in the code enforcement workshop. Because it's not in some ways about that truck as much as just in general. We should get a tighter handle on where you can park semis in town.
Are you referring to the one on Sherlock?
It's broke down.
I heard that.
They're trying to fix it.
Okay.
it's gone
Okay, I
now.
didn't know that. Oh, it's gone now.
It was broke down. I wondered who, somebody.
Okay.
It's Roberts.
So, but no, you're right, and that's been a comment for a long time, and my understanding is in Harrington, the only road that's really built to carry
Is
the weight
Adams.
of any significance
Third.
is Third.
Well, second was built for a
Maine
while,
was
but-
too at one time.
Okay.
Yeah, not Adams second.
That used to be the old state
But that being said,
route there.
I would agree, I know that past mayors have brought up the same concerns.
We do have someplace, I don't know where it is now, but I've ran into it when we were in another building multiple times. I wasn't searching for it, but I did come across it. There is routes of plotted out in the town or in the city for just that purpose. Some roads are considered
Designated truck routes.
Yeah, truck and heavy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if somebody, I can't find it again. I don't know where it is.
Well, and there's a couple of things. I mean, some people have been concerned about the aesthetics of it. That's one, its own consideration. Two, I know, sometimes we have truckers that live in town. They want someplace to park their trucks, and I'm not trying to be against anyone with things, but it's a whole other category altogether when you're talking about a loaded truck. And so, like, for whatever you might think about whether trucks should be in town or not, we need to make sure that loaded trucks that are having a continuous weight are in a place that can take it.
Right.
And that's not a common situation for us. Usually, if someone's driving a truck and they need to park it at night, at least it's an unloaded truck. So,
Well, yeah, the ordinance as far as parking on the main, there was,
yeah.
I think, a section right here that there is, it doesn't matter what it is, it's not supposed to be parked there overnight.
Yeah.
That goes way back.
Okay. Anything further on that?
No.
Okay. Cemetery.
I mean, I think we talked about some parts of it here and there. I know that I've seen the sprinklers and that kind of stuff, but, and if I were, unless my memory is bad, when we talked last month, it was supposed to be 3 weeks for the pump.
So,
I did not even
the pump arrived last night, was given to them this morning. The pump that arrived was supposed to be single phase. It turns out it's a 3-phase pump. We can't use a 3-phase pump.
Right.
So,
Did we order the right thing?
as far as I know, I ordered the right thing.
Okay.
Everything that I looked at said 3-phase. I passed it over. This one didn't address whether it was 3 or 5, and when it came, it's 3-phase. So I've already sent an email to the to the producer, the distributor. I'll be calling them in the morning because
Okay.
they're back east. So
What's the voltage on it? Is it a 240?
yeah,
Because there's 240 single or 3-phase
It's-
and
yeah,
so forth and
it's-
so on.
it's what's up there is single phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, so let's find out how to take our single phase and what is it gonna take to convert it to a 3-phase? And the answer was 10 grand.
Yeah,
So-
you don't want to.
Yeah, or no, it was 4 grand, but still, that's too much. So we'll get it, I'm bummed, we're gonna get it handled.
I think we're at the point now where we 2-day air it and get it here. We pay the cost to get it here rather than wait another 3 weeks.
Okay.
Is this a special pump?
No, it's just heavy and it's,
Does Granger
It's not here.
offhand? I mean, somebody like
Ranger
that.
doesn't have it, it's not here in town, I can tell you that. HG Fowler Core, Maine, nobody has it.
So it's not it's an actual pump itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a.
Okay.
Pump with a motor hook
I
to it.
thought it was just a
You
motor.
know, it's a motor and it's got an impeller and it
Okay, that's the
sucks
whole-
in and it pushes out, so
Pump motor, okay.
Looks like a typical centrifugal.
that's exactly what it is. It's a centrifugal.
Honda 4.5 horse. Got it.
I think we may have neighbors though complain about.
Okay, anything further on,
No.
okay. Weeds.
So I know I happened to be walking in town a while back when I think it was right after a number of them were sprayed, because they were all wet around the weeds. So I know they got sprayed. I know there's been questions floating around town that they don't think we've been spraying. I'm pretty confident we have because I've seen it. Yet it seems like there's a number of areas where whatever we didn't seem to work, and this is where I get out of my wheelhouse, because unlike probably a number of people around this table, I've never taken spray certification. I don't know, did we spray at the wrong time? Did we spray once when we should have sprayed twice? I have no clue, but something, whatever we did, and we did do something, was not everything that we needed to do, because we still have weed problems that need to
With
get
our weed
addressed.
problem, we have a variety of weeds.
Yeah.
And they are, just like anything else, they germinate at a different time of the year, different temperature. It's not a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
You know, we need to address the flush of whatever's type of weed. You know, when they went out and sprayed earlier, you know, it was grasses and stuff like that. Now it is, you know, your knotweed and that type of stuff that comes later. And,
Small ornamental
you know,
Christmas trees.
Mare's tail, that type of stuff is really late, so.
And hard to kill.
You're right. And when it gets to the bolt stage, it takes a lot of chemical to catch up with it.
I've sprayed stuff on the city, Russian thistles and kochia, 3 times, and it's still, and I just keep mixing it a little stronger.
My little corner on the other side has got more weeds, though.
Well, they're hard to kill.
Yeah.
So it's something that they need to keep at. It's not like I'm done for the year.
Bring that up tomorrow morning.
Well, and that's another
That would be
thing.
good.
The cemetery is looking really, where it hasn't been mowed right now, it's really showing how many weeds we've got there. That's a several application thing, not just a one-shot thing.
Yeah, that's a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
well, he needs, we need a new spray trailer. The one that's there, we've done everything we can to support it, so we're just gonna put this conversation to an end. We're just gonna go get a new one. They're not expensive, so we're just gonna get it.
Don't buy El Cheapo. If we're gonna go this route, my recommendation is don't buy the Monkey Wards or the Walmart brand.
No,
Get
yeah.
something, an apparatus that is decent. And if they take care of it and stuff, you don't want a cheap piece
Well,
of
I
junk.
bought that one at North 40.
Yeah.
And I think it's so far, it's been a quality thing. It's worked really good.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying for everybody to know, because you can buy your cheap crap
Well, exactly.
all day long, and it's in the garbage.
You can spend
So we're talking
$2
about to
for
be
some-
pulled behind zero turn. What's pulling it?
No, it actually, it's.
Wheel tractor.
They've
We've
got a
got,
little,
we've got a little tractor that they used to have a blade on the front of, they used to have
Yeah.
a blade on the front.
The snow. Oh yeah.
The little
Okay,
putt
that
putt.
one. All right.
Yeah.
I was just saying, not everything is narrow
I think
enough
the
to
one I've
pull
got's
something through the
25
cemetery.
gallons, and
So.
it's got 2 little booms, so it'll spray a 6-foot spat. And it seems to work fine.
Yeah, question on the chemical, is there any areas that we can get by with sterilization instead of,
I would ask that you take that one up one-on-one with our pesticide person, because I am clueless.
we're limited, obviously, on certain spots, but some places like road cracks,
Yeah.
Yes.
stuff like that, you could put down a sterilant, that was,
So, again, he's,
okay, if you don't mind me talking to him,
no.
I don't wanna step on-
No,
Well, it's something we might want to look at is getting those cracks sealed. Some
Well,
of those are getting to the point where they really need to be addressed before we lose our roads.
they're almost unserviceable, some of them.
I'll address that later on. Cardboard recycling.
Yeah. So I was talking with a community member that. Well, some of this I had seen from myself, and then they had some good suggestions, I thought. So I think we must still be continuing to increase usage of that dramatically, because we're having a hard time keeping up with that. It's something that I would hope, and I don't know if this is happening or not or how much, but I would hope that when Public Works is out and about, if they are looking over that bin, that they are making notifications to the clerks that it's full. because
They're
the notification.
They're packing it down.
I know, I understand. No, I get what they're doing when it has a problem, but I'm saying discovery of an issue shouldn't primarily be driven through the citizens of Harrington.
So you want them to monitor them more closely.
Well, when you're driving by, I mean, a number of times I've gone to Davenport and I'm like, oh, I might, and when I come back, I might put some cardboard in. I can see driving by on the road that, oh, that's packed. I'm not going to be doing any cardboard today. So you don't even have to get out of the vehicle in order to know whether it's serviceable or whether it needs to get dumped or whether they need to come compact it. So that should be something that hopefully those communication lines are going a little bit better there.
I will find out. I have a sense that our frequency of it filling up has gone up dramatically.
Oh, I think so, and that's not any fault of any city employees or anything. But the citizen I was talking about mentioned that we could probably put a couple of signs. I was thinking we could get magnetic signs printed on there to say, one, and a lot of people won't observe this, but the cardboard is for only the citizens of Harrington. And so there are a few, maybe only 1 in 10, but there could be some people that think that that is a county service, and we should probably post a sign there to let people know, even if they choose to violate it, that that is for the citizens of Harrington. And then second of all, to have a sign that says, if this is full, please call the city's number.
Give me John's.
So that can just be addressed directly, because a lot of people are just carrying cell phones and they can do it right then and there. And then the third thing that I was going to bring up with this is that we may want to discuss the concept of having just a regular dump day, or to say we won't dump any more frequently than a particular frequency, because I wonder if there's any end to the demand for this. And I know that gives a hard alternative, because, well, then what are they going to do with what's the citizens of Harrington going to do with their cardboard boxes? And I said, well, I have taken them to the waste transfer station myself sometimes. I have put cardboard boxes in my trash can sometimes. The problem is, though, is that if we don't know that it's not a cost that's covered specifically through our billing. It comes out of our general fund. We are not recovering that cost in any way, shape, or form. It is not tied in any way to any particular person's usage. So it's inherently problematic that at least with your garbage can, you can get a big one and pay for it, or you can get a smaller one and get the savings, but there's no usage way to distribute that amongst the town. So it's a difficult thing for us to pay for endlessly for a lot of reasons. And so we might want to at least talk about the concept that's like, well, it gets dumped twice a month on these days, and if you add your cardboard, these are the days that it's going to be open, and so that people can build a schedule around that, and you use it until it's full, and it ain't getting done again until... I don't really want to do that, but if our commitment is to, we're going to keep it empty anytime you go there, I don't know where the end to that is, and I don't know how we pay for that, really.
This is the disadvantage of not having garbage being billed. It's because we can't adjust our garbage rates to accommodate for that additional expense. Which
Yeah,
I don't think
but-
any of
Or
us really
socks
were
dryly
thinking
when
of
you
when
need
we moved it.
But are we
to
really
Sunshine.
bound? Are we really bound to only charge garbage through Sunshine? In that it's not a service that Sunshine provides.
Correct.
So therefore, if we wanted to have a separate garbage for a separate garbage service, I don't know why we would be bound to say, well, we can't do anything because Sunshine did. Well, they do it for the service that they provide, yes, and I think that's a good thing. But
Bingham in question.
yeah, maybe.
Well, it doesn't seem like it does seem like we should be able to just, let's say, a $5 recycling fee every month on
And
top of your...
green waste is another
Yeah.
thing that fits that category as well.
Yeah. Figure out about what it costs for every
Yeah,
client in town, and if it's $5,
we have, that's data, it's all available. We just have to compile it.
we probably will get some complaints from a few people, but I think if rational people tell them why we're doing this, which would probably not be me. and this is why we're charging you $5 more a month.
Yeah. But I don't think we can go into that with a commitment to what you're getting is an endlessly,
No,
because that'll just increase it all the more.
Put a gate around it and put a swipe card there and your Visa, and then you can enter and dump all you want.
spend $100,000 on fences.
But I think we should look at having a separate charge for that. But the signs I don't think would be such a bad thing for $20 for a couple magnetic signs that we could throw on there.
We can laminate signs.
Well, you want something that's going to stand up to UV, and you can't. If you tape, you can't tape it to the container because they switch the containers out for the cardboard. And if you post it somewhere else, it has to be windproof. So I'm just saying, one nice thing about the magnets is you can peel them off and you can put them on. But do whatever you want to do, but it needs to be something that's not going to be looking trashy pretty soon, and something that's not going to be sun bleached on the month and a half after we put it out.
Attach it to the container, because what's going to happen is somebody's going to forget it.
We'll lose
It's
it.
going to
Yeah.
be gone.
Well, okay. So put it on that
We can put up a
post or
just put up
something.
a
that's
sign.
there.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Fine.
Right at the end of it, or nobody's going to back into it except the guy laying the dumpster down.
They'll find a way.
I think
I agree.
actually this discussion on charging could be part of our budget workshop. And if we could kind of have what is there, 230 water bills go out times 5,
230, yeah.
that'd be over $1,000. How many bills do you send out a month?
249.
Yeah, so 250 times 5 is, do that, Steve-O. $1,200? 1,250?
Do I look like Rain Man?
We'll get you some solid numbers what our annual cost is.
But I mean, it seems to me like that would be an easy fix,
Yeah.
and I'm willing to take the heat on it.
Over the year, it accumulates to a number
Yeah.
month to month. It doesn't feel like that big a deal, but
Well, no.
at the end of the year, it's like, holy
Yeah.
cow.
Well, yeah.
And it's increasing. That's the thing, is it wasn't such a big thing for us to absorb a couple of years ago, but it's
Well,
just more and more
Amazon,
and more.
yeah.
Amazon, those trucks are here 3 times a day.
But
Yeah.
how many of us drive by, I can speak for myself, and don't recognize who's doing that?
Right. It is not just citizens.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could
And by
answer
Sunday
some
night,
of the-
there was a pile that's stacked outside of it because people
but,
are.
but to,
Well, and then
to
that
the-
blows around and it into some neighbors' yards and that kind of stuff, and that's not us as the city being a good neighbor to the landowners that are adjacent to our property.
well, it either winds up in there or it winds up in our fields.
Yeah,
Or the highways we have to deal with there.
or in the creek.
So, yeah. So I guess there's a little bit of a,
What else you got there?
Okay, next topic was the Ag West grant. Do we?
And I
think we
think you
covered that.
explained
Cover
that.
that?
Yeah, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning at the Memorial Hall.
15-minute parking lot signs.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to get that going.
Okay. Can I get together specifically with you, Jim, on
Yeah, I think all you gotta
signage
do
and
is call a
best
sign
direction?
company and they'll have, in fact, you can probably buy them online.
Yeah, I got a sign to tell people not to park on my road up there. I bought it off of Amazon. It looked really good.
I keep throwing rocks at it and can't knock it down.
Just back over it. Just back over it.
That's the guy who's been doing it.
What about the bullet holes?
That was me.
No, I think, I think we can, talk to, you can get those off of Amazon, and then City Crew, what do you think, paint those curbs for that first half block?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And paint-
probably
paint
something like
lines.
that.
You paint lines on the pavement or just
paint the
paint the
curb.
curb?
Paint the curb.
So
Yeah.
designate the no parking zone, or the limited parking zone.
No parking in the red
Put
zone.
this thing now.
Okay, we'll get on
Where
there.
am I supposed to put this tow truck now?
Okay, Town Square. I can't remember who got it.
I did. I just wondering the Lions Club hasn't got any directive as far as I know, and so I'm not sure how to. I just want to make us aware. We said we'd do something. We haven't done anything. So we
I
can.
got as far as getting the bricks relocated. The bricks are
Okay. I'm not blaming anybody. I
No,
was
and
much
then
kicking this down the road
for
as
some of the
anybody.
reasons that I
Status of it.
said earlier, I have a hard time asking people to come out and exert themselves at any level with the air being so foul.
I think this fall would be
In the fall, yeah.
when it's cooler and
Yeah.
and guys aren't working so much. Some of us who do have to work.
Yeah, because I would like to. I mean, all the bricks are there now. So, but I think we need to have a comprehensive. I need to come up with a comprehensive plan on how we are going to. Not so much specifically that goes there, what have you, but make sure that
A plan.
there's
A plan of some
at least
kind.
an intent so that we don't just end up with a row of names without it being
Yeah.
properly dispersed.
We need a HMIC or HWIC. Head woman in charge or head man in charge of it and do it.
Well, I think you guys asked me to be that person, so I got as far as getting the bloody things up there, so.
I mean, if it-
And we can come up with more guidance on that as a council, I think, too. Maybe next week, when we talk about workshops going forward, let's also put that into the mix of what we talk about. And I think it'd be good to make sure that we also have a number of what's remaining from the Inovia, because part of not everything that we need to do up there is free. And so we should have an idea what we want to do versus what we can pay for.
I've got a list, we've got one or two more plaques that we have to buy, and then it's a matter of finishing what is now sand and converting it
Yes.
to other
Right.
solutions. So, okay.
Creighton's got a truck, so it's fine.
That was it for the additions.
I'm gonna get kicked here in a minute.
Okay. My comments. Oh. Same page. Okay, water connections. I got what I consider to be the best tally that I can of every water connection in the city. That has gone off to our water operator so that he can fill out and I don't know if it isn't already done, but to fill out the appropriate document. That same data has gone to our engineer, who is the one that does this capacity advisory, capacity study, capacity analysis. Because through COVID and then after COVID, our data keeping for consumption and meter reading is kind of sketchy. He doesn't have a lot of good solid data. So for the past 2 years, he knows how much water we're producing because that is read at least 3 times, if not more, per week. So he knows how much water is coming out of the ground, but we don't have clear data on the consumption of same. So we have been aggressively working on cleaning up the meter reading and getting appropriate data. He just doesn't have enough right now to get the Department of Health to move the needle. So I left a message for the person at the Department of Health to try to kind of clear up some of the mist on what it's going to take to move this ball forward. I'm hoping to hear back from him tomorrow, but I learned some other information earlier today. It's not definitive, so I really don't want to go into it until it's an absolute. But for water connections, I'm just trying to move the government, if you will, the process along so that we can officially get this cleared up one way or another. I mean, we're going to find out one way or another. They could say no, or they could say, oh yeah, no problem. What I have found out is the idea that one person could willingly give up a connection so that someone else can have it is not a good idea and should not be done. And quite honestly, it's skeptical that it even can be done because we're already over. So if somebody gives up a connection, it's not like we should be doling it out to somebody else.
Guess
So-
the question I have, you've got several lots that used to have houses on, there's businesses and stuff that have meters now, they're now being charged actively as, you know, as each meter. Now, if this person decides to remove that meter to save, you know, they don't want to pay their $141 a month. If they eliminate those, it does work to our advantage to have those, you know, in, you know, our number.
Right.
To where we can expand and have houses built and that type of thing. I think we need to set a policy as far as if someone does choose to be, you know, to remove their meter, we can't stop them from doing it.
No.
We need to decide whether the meter is removed and capped on our end, you know, because you're gonna take the meter out. The charge, you know, is there gonna be a charge to do that? Is the city gonna do that? Is the landowner or the, you know, the owner gonna do that? And they will pay to have that done? I don't think we can have any, you know, a contractor actually go in and disconnect those. That's gotta be done by our city.
Yeah, that water meter belongs to the city, so that's our responsibility
So
to have that
we
done.
would have to remove it. And
But it goes-
that's something
yeah.
that the people that have talked to me about it, I warned them that think really hard about removing that meter, because once you remove that meter, then you don't have that meter anymore. You're back on the list to meet requirements. You know, if we have open ones, yes. If not, you may not.
Well, thank you, because that's exactly the case. And it's almost as if I would want them to sign an affidavit agreeing that they are knowingly
Forfeiting all future.
forfeiting the
Right.
water, and there is no guarantee that when the time comes that they want to be connected, that there's a connection
And
again.
that's why I'm saying, I think we need to, as a council, create a policy, you know, for this exact thing, because it's gonna be a point. There's several people have several lots that they don't want water on, and they don't wanna pay.
And they have a connection, which
Yes.
we're obligated to honor about.
Right, you're right.
Count.
Right, we
So-
can't have inactive, you know.
And this has come up more since we've started billing for.
Right,
Yes.
well, it all hit
And
the first of the month.
Yeah.
Well, disconnection is not on our rate schedule right now. So I would assume, this is one person's opinion, but I would assume if a person says, I want you to disconnect me before the end of the month, that would all happen without any expense to them. Further, in my opinion, because of the way it benefits the city, it should happen at no expense to them. We should absorb all the expenses of that, and
That would be my feeling also, and
If
but I
we
think
were
we
not
need to,
in- yeah.
we need to have this discussion now and get this.
If we were not in this situation that we were in, we're not having this conversation.
Right.
Because it wasn't Missouri.
Yeah, if we had 100 hookups to give away.
Right.
yeah, then it would be a burden on our time, and we'd make them pay for that.
But
But
it would be advantageous to us to disconnect those meters, and then we would have, you know,
Well,
hopefully,
we would
when
get
we can
closer
provide,
to
we can
our
provide,
260.
you know, new
Yeah.
buildings
We
and
get
that
to
type of thing.
259,
Yeah.
It refresh my mind, who's behind the curtain here? Who's controlling and dictating, setting our limits to what we can have? And how's
Department of
this is set
Health.
by the Department of Health.
They just said, Harrington, you get this much? I mean, what are they basing on? I mean, does anybody know?
Capacity, the amount of water that we can produce, the capacity for fighting, the age of the infrastructure, all of that is
How it
taken
ties to
in-
our sewer system, how it ties to
Yeah.
us for grants,
Yep.
and, you know, financing and that type of thing. This isn't something we pulled out of our hat and we decided we were gonna,
Right.
all of a sudden, you know, we're gonna charge everybody that has a meter. This is state mandated, this is what we have to do.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm getting at, there's something, 1983, they went through stuff, and how do we get from the limit, how did we go so far over? Did we just turn a blind eye to those regulations?
we didn't
or
even
what?
know how many we had.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, to be honest,
I think the health
we did.
department
Well-
compiled this data and now they put it out here now.
Since
You know.
I've been on council, if somebody, it wasn't even brought before the council. If somebody said, I want a connection, and they asked City Hall, they facilitated and made it happen.
Yeah, okay.
There was.
You told Bunny Scotty did it, and
there
moreover,
was no, I don't think anybody was paying attention or understood this regulation. The problem is, once I saw it, I can't unsee it.
And we had, in the most egregious example, a situation where somebody added a water connection without a meter, without telling anybody in the city. So it wasn't on the records, it wasn't getting billed for. No one even knew that it was there to decide to bill for it or not bill for it. So
Was that on 3rd Street?
we can talk later.
Not only, is this cleaning that up, it's just, the whole thing is coming together now, that it's become a topic of discussion that is gonna be out there.
And brass tacks, how do we increase it? Or do we have a chance to increase our connections?
Yeah, that's what I was talking
Right.
about. We have to give data to our engineer,
Okay, got it.
and he has to have enough clean, viable data to work with.
But this is probably, to be honest, where Lefty is going to come at us again and try and threaten to break our legs unless we take more of their money as loan. Because what they're going to want to come back to is because now our wells are good, but our infrastructure and our pipes are not good. So they're going to probably want to say, well, hey, that loan, we're going to give you $1 million to put together a bunch of paper so that you could go apply for more grants because that was your pathway to try and fix all that. And because you weren't interested in helping yourself, we're not interested in helping you now.
Said two things, loan and
If it's any
grant.
conservation, and I'm not going to go into the specifics, but the email that I read did disclose that as far as the Department of Health is concerned, they've never had any complaints from people that there's a lack of pressure or no pressure. They have not had quality of water or other concerns that they've had to address. So from a what is here already, they have no issues with. Growing, they need to see the data that allows us to grow.
Well, I would say, and we're not talking about putting in a 100, residential multifamily dwelling. I mean, we just have a lot here the city owns and a couple that, and I mean, just we're talking, the footprint of Harrington has not
But
changed.
it's how many properties? I'm not one of them, but a lot of you guys own multiple lots. There's nothing that says you can't sell that property, and somebody can put up a house on it.
A monstrosity.
Well, as big as the footprint and the setbacks and everything have it, but I mean, the bottom line, a water connection is a water connection. The city has water connections down at the wastewater treatment plant, and I have to count them, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, can I get rid of these? But it's literally a water connection and a meter that goes to a spigot out at the wastewater treatment plant.
That's ridiculous.
And it just, but it's a
Yeah,
connection.
I know.
You know?
I'm not saying you're ridiculous.
It's the library. How
We
many
have to meter
towns
our
are-
own property.
Whoever put it in did.
that seems odd.
I mean, we don't have to meter, like, there is a spigot in the well house that we could turn.
Yeah, the spigot that's right here, actually, I am not counting because it's part of the production.
Well, right,
I just think we need.
I've argued for a while that a lot of those numbers are just.
I mean, it's not,
Well, I agree with Jim, and
I don't think we can kick it down the road very far because it's all coming to fruition right now.
but you're actively working with engineer or powers to be to try and up this.
Oh, yeah.
And
I have been for,
well, yeah, I
I
don't.
started this, but I didn't
A long time ago.
publicize it before this person bought the property. We told the people who were selling the property
Yeah,
that we have no water to give.
right.
To the real estate agent, we told a number of people that, just a heads up.
TP
this is an
camping
issue.
only.
It's not that we don't have water to give. We don't have
Legally.
hookups to
We-
give.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have any hookup, yeah.
Yeah, very
Poor
clear.
choice of words. We have plenty of water.
Yes.
Knock on wood. And we are not alone.
Oh, no, Reardon's been fighting this for years.
Have they?
Yes, they've had a moratorium on building for years until he drilled that well out there.
Well, and this is the thing for the benefit of whoever may be watching live or in recording. is you do not understand how much time we are obligated to be spending on things that are not the things that people in this town want us to be spending time on. People want us to spend time on weeds and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We have to spend an inordinate amount of time on things that almost nobody in town, I mean, I understand one guy is affected by this right now, and others might be, but the majority of Harrington residents don't give a crap about what's going on here. And it's like, if you have a question, where is the time going? It's stuff like this, that's where the time disappears to, and it takes an inordinate amount of time.
I will, without going in, it's amazing how my perception has changed since I've taken this chair. So every time I get up in the morning and I turn on the tap or I turn on the shower, I think, oh my God, I know where this water is coming from and I know where it's going and all of the parts in between. And it's a little bit surreal now. So,
Well, I heard
So-
something 75 years ago, taking a hot shower was almost unheard of. And now everybody's pissed off if you don't have one immediately, and maybe 2 or 3 a day. You know, I am. It's
Well, yeah. Spoiled
I found,
creatures.
just to let you know, I found records when well number 1 went in. It was powered by, I think, literally a tractor on
3 mules
blocks
and
with a strap driving the pump.
I
Yeah.
got a picture of an
believe it.
old, something like that sat up in here, Harrington. I'm not sure.
okay.
Okay.
Comment, Mayor.
Okay, one other quick thing, sorry. Oh, this is not obviously a decision. I will email you this, but there has been conversation amongst people here in the city, employees, about asking to change the hours that City Hall is open from an efficiency point of view.
I'm
the
all
hours
for it.
The hours between 4 and 5 are kind of a waste.
Okay,
So
all for it.
we'll put that on the agenda next time. So,
Yeah.
okay, that's all I got.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right, motion to adjourn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. It is
9:02.
9:02.
Okay, do we have papers to sign?